Nutrition Plus means to me that we actually get to see the true story behind what is going on for Aboriginal children especially. We get to impact them, their health, but also the wider Aboriginal community through the programs that we deliver. Because one of the most important things that we do as a board is make sure that when we are working at a project, we're not just working with the children that might be affected, but that greater Indigenous community as well.
So, you know when you need to do something or you want to do something but you can't quite put your finger on how to do it. When Juice Plus came into my life and I was able to purchase the company with my husband Peter, all of a sudden it became really clear, and I knew that I had some products that would make a real and meaningful difference to individuals. And I knew that I had a group of people that I could pull together to make a team for our first board. And that's exactly what I did. And shortly after, we had our first project, which was an Aboriginal school in WA.
My name is Kathleen McGee, and I've been a board member now for close to 10 years. So that I'm actually one of the founding members of the board. And when I was first asked if I would come on to the board, I sort of kind of jumped at the idea, mainly because of my interest and concerns about the inequality between the non-Indigenous people here in Australia and the Indigenous community.
I got involved in Nutrition Plus because it's something that was really close to my heart. Being a proud Aboriginal man, this charity was working in that space, especially with Indigenous children. And health and well-being is something that is vital to moving forward in the health of our mob. And it was a local charity working nationally, and I could see very clearly through the vision shared with me by Dr. Louise Ormerod, a great lady, the vision that was shared. I could see that I was able to walk with that and add some value in there along that journey.
So in 2007, the board came together. But it wasn't until into 2008 that we had our first project in WA, and it took that length of time to build the relationships that we needed to make sure that we had a good school project to start with.
So the reason why I got involved with the Nutrition Plus board was coming from the other side of the world, from Ireland. I really didn't have any clue about Indigenous health or some of the issues that actually faced Aboriginal people. And so as I got to know more about that, I thought there was an opportunity for me to be able to add value in some way, shape or form. So that was how the journey began.
So when Nutrition Plus started, we started with school projects. So these were schools that had predominantly Aboriginal population, and we provided Juice Plus products to those schools. So the kids took those products every day. The other thing that was really important to us from the start was gardens, so edible gardens, so fruits, veggies, and also bush tucker gardens. So these vary from school to school, but basically there is a garden in every school project that we have. And the way that those gardens are used in each of the schools also varies. So some schools have cooking programs that utilise the produce, and other schools integrate their curriculum into the school gardens as well. The bush tucker gardens are really important because they involve the cultural aspects of that local community, and this is really powerful when the local elders are involved in imparting the knowledge about all of those edible plants that are in the school bush tucker gardens.
So what we're seeing with our projects, the schools that we're partnering with, is that there's issues across the board. It's a holistic view of what's happening, but nutrition is a big one. We're seeing conditions that young people shouldn't be getting, skin conditions, lots of colds and flus, the runny nose, middle ear infections, and that's having an impact on their attendance and their attention in class. There are issues around consumption of sugar, what's in the household, and unfortunately across for our communities as a result of colonisation, our communities are dealing with those instances of drugs and alcohol, high unemployment rates, our education levels, our health and our housing. So it's like that big cycle of poverty that we talk about. But for our schools, that's a big one. What we know is it is making a difference in the young fellows that are going to these schools, in their attendance, their behaviour especially, and we receive that information back from schools. And also a real shift in their attitudes towards healthy eating, what that even looks like. And we're talking about some fellas in these communities, Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal, that don't, and wouldn't have eaten salad before. And we've got some of those stories. So this is powerful stuff that we're talking about, but yet so simple to implement.
So in more recent years, we've been able to expand our projects, and one of the projects that we've been doing is the 10 million meals. And this is part of the Juice Plus Foundation. So it's actually a global program that provides Juice Plus complete to disadvantaged people around the world. Nutrition Plus agreed to do 10,000 meals, and we've pretty much already ticked that box. And we're now looking to expand our projects. So we have breakfast programs and meal programs in Queensland and New South Wales at the moment that provide meals to children, young people, and also homeless adults.
I love when we get asked how can we get involved more, because there are a number of ways in which a franchisee can do that. Through maybe making those donations on a monthly basis, because every dollar goes towards being able to provide the fantastic programs that we do. The other ways, of course, are holding fundraisers. There's a great opportunity to be able to do customer care days where you have maybe a donation to Nutrition Plus. And then, of course, volunteering time. What we are blessed with is that as franchisees, we get to be able to have some freedom, oftentimes with time, treasure and talents. So maybe looking at ways in which that you can give, whether that's from time, whether it is treasure, some money, or some of your talents as well. We're always looking for ways to be able to partner with our franchisees to be able to give back.